Assalamu alaikum, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Hanif Hendricks, President of Al Jamaa. I am hosting this special show. We have pleasure in welcoming Brother Junaid Hussain, who is going to do a presentation on building a footprint for the party in the Eastern Cape, and he will obviously start with Nelson Mandela Bay, where there are quite a number of parties, and the municipality is ruled by a coalition. So parties do have parties are kingmakers. And so if Al Jamaa can get 3 seats in Nelson Mandela Bay or more, then inshallah it will then also be a kingmaker like we are in Escort, and where we will be in other municipalities throughout South Africa. So in this way, if we are kingmakers and political parties want our vote in order to occupy the seat of mayor or speaker, then they obviously have to address some of the needs of our constituency, and we have quite a number of constituencies. And one of the constituencies, because we are a Muslim party and where we cut our teeth, is obviously the Muslim community. So they have certain issues and needs. We also have a large Zulu community in KZN, and similarly they also have unique requirements and unique issues. And also in the Free State in Harrismith, we have a constituency which is largely Sotho, and we've got friendly ties with the Basotho King. So they may also have certain issues. So wherever the party is, in return for our vote and our support, political parties will have to accommodate the needs of our constituencies, which is very diverse. And Port Elizabeth has a large Muslim community. As you know, the Malays came from Malaysia and Indonesia 350 years ago. They settled in Sunvlei near the Strand, Somerset West, and from there they moved to District 6, and they moved to the Bo-Kaap, and they moved to the Strand itself. They were the first inhabitants of the Strand and Gordons Bay, developing harbours. And then also they then moved outside Cape Town, and PE was very easy to get to. Happy Valley was very famous at that time, and all of us always wanted to. When we visit PE, we first go to Happy Valley. But there are many more other attractions in Port Elizabeth, and so we do have a constituency in Port Elizabeth. Over 1,000 people vote for us, but we need to push that up to 20,000 votes, and we have to make a start. The party is 10 years old. We've just been focusing in other areas in South Africa. The latest area is Winterveld, the Alba Putetswana, and we now feel that we need to make some inroads in the Eastern Cape. So we are going to invite Brother Junaid to share his views, and then you can send us a WhatsApp, and if there are any questions for him, and we will then pause the program. And after about 5 minutes, if there are questions, we will address the questions live. And if there are no questions, then we're going to thank him, and then offline, I'm sure that many of you want to give some advice, especially our party stalwarts, to the national office to decide whether we are going to develop this footprint in the Eastern Cape. With me here we have Ahmad and we have Mr. Ahmad. The one is Ahmad and the other one is Mr. Ahmad in the studio. And others are on their way, but we have quite a number of appointments today, so I can't delay this broadcast. And so we are now going to hand over the phone to Junaid. He's coming across here he's going to be there. I'm going across to him and hand the mic over to him, and he will chat to you. And he's also got a very interesting slide presentation, so this man is very serious. Assalamu alaikum, Junaid.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam to all the listeners. I would just want to say thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to come and do this presentation to Al Jama on how we can take the Eastern Cape and make the Eastern Cape an Al Jama province, inshallah. I'm doing this presentation, and firstly I'm going to start off with why me. In 1970, I was drawn into politics by my two uncles. That would be Miley Solomons from Uitenhage, as well as Miley Richards from Kimberley for the Labour Party. In 1994, I wrote the provincial health document for the national government. In 1995, I was also advisor to the MEC for Health in the Western Cape, which is Ibrahim Rasool. And in 1995-96, Ibrahim came and he said he needed to build two hospitals, one for the black community in Langa and one for the coloured community in Bonteheuwel. I then took it upon myself and I arranged it so that the two communities could share one facility, hence the building of the Vanguard Community Health Centre. In 2005, the DA approached me and asked me to organize the Athlone area for them, which I then won for them. And in 2007, they redeployed me to Mitchells Plain as a constituency operations manager, which means that I dealt with the whole of Mitchells Plain at that point in time. And in 2009, because of the work that was done in the Mitchells Plain area, the DA then won the Western Cape. In 2011 till 2016, I then became ward councillor for the DA in Ward 46. Now you're going to ask yourself, if with all of that, why is he now joining Al Jama? Well, firstly, what I like about Al Jama is it's a Sharia-based party, but it also embraces the true values of the Christian religion, as well as the spirit of the Ubuntu communities. And it's also a party that works for all citizens, irrespective of color and creed. And the other thing I also like is it addresses issues that are normally not tackled by any other parties. Example being the effluent plant in Kuils River, which our leader, Hanif Hendricks, is fighting for, as well as you all know that Hanif is also the advisor to the advocates in court on the Muslim Marriages Act. They also the Al Jama's national manifesto. It is a national manifesto, but it can be adapted for each and every province, because each and every province they've got different issues and things. So that I quite like. You don't have to stick to it, but as long as you stick within the framework of the party's national manifesto, but you can adapt it, and that's very important. It's not like one shoe fits all. Now, why the Eastern Cape? Firstly, I am from the Eastern Cape. I'm born and bred in North End. Came to Cape Town, lived here all my life, and I feel it's time that I need to give back. Secondly, the Eastern Cape, Al Jama-ah only contested twice nationally in the Eastern Cape. There are no locally contested results as yet. I aim to increase the membership and the awareness of Al Jama-ah, not as the kingmaker, but as an alternative to the other major parties. For 2019, I want to improve the voter numbers of the previous national elections held at setting the platform for 2021. Now, here's just a bit of a national result for 2014. Nationally, from the Eastern Cape, Al Jama-ah got 740 votes. And if I look at the metros, Al Jama-ah got 470. 470 for the Nelson Mandela Metro, and Buffalo City. There's quite a number of metros, districts in the Eastern Cape. But that figure of 470 can be improved, and as well as the Buffalo Bay, Alfred Nzo, and the Chris Hani. If I have people that can work with me and focuses on the other three while I focus on the one and still oversee the others, we can up those figures dramatically. Now I'm going to ask a question. What is the major function? What is it that Al Jama-ah actually wants? And I think everybody wants Al Jama-ah to have a national seat, 1 or 2 or 3, and also have some provincial seats. Now, as I've done my figures for the Eastern Cape, I feel that Al Jama-ah should focus on the Eastern Cape. Western Cape, they've done well. So the team in Western Cape needs to basically just stay in the Western Cape. But other provinces, I need support so we can really boost those figures. And the reason why Eastern Cape is, firstly, Eastern Cape is the second largest province in kilometer-wise. It is the third most populated province in the country. It has the second most metros, of which we have 2 metros in the Eastern Cape, whereas Cape Town only has 1 metro. It has the second most district municipalities, because there are 6 district municipalities with smaller municipalities within that municipality. And it's the second most local municipalities. There's the second most local municipalities. And I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to a win-win solution for Al Jama-ah. Now, if you like, there's any other questions and answers, and we can take that.
Thank you very much, Junaid. A very interesting introduction. And I just want to tell any other aspirant premier candidates for the party, and also councillor candidates for 2021, that Junaid has now pioneered how we communicate with our supporters, with our voters, with our party stalwarts, with our leaders, and with community organizations, and using the online radio station Al Jama-ah Media. So I would imagine that we are going to ask aspirant candidates who wants to be premier candidates or in the top 3 of the party list for KZN, that you will also be required to make a presentation like he did. So please get ready, because by the 21st of December, we have to announce our 9 premier candidates. We have to announce our presidential candidate. I would imagine that I will also have to do a presentation, and if anyone else is interested in the presidential position, they're also welcome to do that. And as you know, you just have to contact the SG in this regard to express your interest. It is maybe early days, but we haven't had anyone who's come forward and say, look, I want to be the premier candidate, or I want to be on the party